Good morning, Source Creek. I'm Ava.
And I'm Emma.
Today is Thursday, January 26th. You're watching ITC News.
Happy birthday to Scott Burchett and Tori Edgerton.
Have a great day, guys.
Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Swartz Creek, make America proud.
Get your tickets today for the Drama Club Senior Musical The Last 5 Years. The show is for 2 nights only, Thursday, February 10th and Friday, February 11th at the Performing Arts Center. This is a show you definitely do not want to miss.
Tickets are available online using the QR code on the flyers around the school.
Boys varsity swim team has a meet today at 6 at Kersley. Good luck, boys.
Today's National Clash and Close Day. What is your favorite Clash and Close trend?
I'm Mr. Geister. I'm a social studies teacher. I teach world history, Michigan history, and pop culture. I'm actually a Genesee County native. I was born and raised in Clio. Don't hold that against me. But I was born and raised in Clio. I live in Flushing. And my hiring here actually was kind of unusual because usually you don't get hired for a teaching job. At least 20 years ago, you didn't get hired for a job mid-year. And as luck would have it, for me, I actually had 2 job interviews in the same week. One was here at Creek and the other was at Holly High School. So I had 2 interviews in the same week, and I just knew walking out of both of the interviews, the vibe I got at Holly, I just didn't really like the vibe there, and I really liked the vibe I got at Creek, so I was really hoping they would call me, and they actually called me at the end of the week and offered me the job. So I've never regretted the decision, so I've really always enjoyed my time being here at Creek. When I was in college, I went to Central Michigan, and my original career and my original degree was actually in broadcasting. So when I was going to college at Central, I did that, and I majored in that in journalism. But even when I was in college, I was kind of going back and forth, and maybe I want to be a teacher, but I chose the broadcasting path. And so I ended up working for 3 years when I graduated from Central. I worked at Channel 25. So I did pretty much everything there was to do there. I edited, I was a cameraman, I anchored sports on the weekends in a fill-in, I was a sports reporter. So I really enjoyed that, but even when I was doing that, I still kind of had this pull of, maybe you should be doing something else. And so ultimately after doing that for 3 years, which I don't regret at all, it was a really good time and helped me kind of grow, I decided I'd go back to school. So I quit that, went back to Saginaw Valley and got my teaching certificate, and then I ended up becoming a teacher. No, his social studies, I got in when I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to teach history, so that was what I always wanted to be. I actually started my career off, the opening was for an English position, so I did teach English when I first hired in here, but then there was an opening in the social studies department, so I was able to make the crossover and have stayed. But no, I love history. I always have, ever since I was a little kid. The earliest books I read usually had something to do with some historical person. So, and I love teaching the different side of history as far as like some of the stories and just some of the weird coincidences, and point out how history does have these very odd things that can't, they almost can't be believed, but they actually did happen. And as my students have heard me say probably too many times, but history is full of characters that they seem almost like they're out of a book or they're out of a movie, but they're actually real people. So I just try to convey that. I've always enjoyed that an awful lot, and especially in the last couple of years having these new classes. I really enjoy teaching Michigan history. That kind of fell into my lap, but I was really glad I got that. And then these pop culture classes, the one that's the new one for this second semester is brand new, so I'm going through this for the first time, so hopefully it'll be a success. I'm a huge music guy. I love music, so I collect vinyl records. I'm always listening to music. I play the guitar. I don't really get a chance to do that too much anymore because I'm pretty busy, but every once in a while I'll still be able to pick one up, and that's kind of my escape, my release. But again, I don't get to do that too much. And most of the time, though, it's really just being around my family and really following my son's activities. They keep me pretty busy. They're freshmen at Flushing High School, and they were on the tennis team back in the fall, so we were all tennis for the summer and in the fall, and now they're bowling, so we have most weekends we're usually at a bowling alley at their bowling matches. So pretty busy, just a kind of a busy time. But that's just the main things that I do when I'm not here. My piece of advice is take advantage of all the opportunities you have while you're here, because it's going to go very, very fast. These 4 years seems like a long time, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. And if you look around, there really isn't anything around here that you can't do if you don't want to do it. There's so many different activities. There's so many different clubs. There's so many different sports. There's so many different music programs. There's just all this. If you look around, you know, far enough around here, and it doesn't take you very long, there's so many different things that you can do to get involved in and stay involved in, because it really does make you a more well-rounded person. You get to make friends. You get to be around people that maybe you wouldn't usually think you would be friends with, but then you find out that you are friends with. So just taking advantage of the opportunities and taking advantage of the time while you're here.
I selected Peyton O'Brien as Student of the Month because sometimes I think kindness is underrated. Peyton is just one of those people that goes out of her way to not only be kind, but she's respectful, she helps out. And I think I really connected with her after school when she stayed after class to push in chairs and pick up trash off the floor. She's just a down-to-earth person, so friendly, and I really appreciate having her in class.
I nominated Carrie Snyder for Student of the Month, and I did it because he is just always really enthusiastic when he comes to class and very willing to speak in German, which is super scary to try and speak in a foreign language, and he's just been improving by leaps and bounds because of that bravery, which is awesome to see.
The person I picked for the 11th grader for Student of the Month was Emma Austin. She's a great overall student. She's in leadership. She's also in my English class. She helps students that needs help. She volunteers to do different things to help out around the school and be involved in leadership. Overall, she's just great. So for the senior student that I chose Lily West. She's our student council class president, and she is amazing. She's also in leadership. She takes a really active role in planning all of our events around the school. So if you need help with that, you can also see her for that. But she's just a great student. I thought she deserved it her senior year.
That's all we have for you today, Creek.
Have a thrilling Thursday.